so I'm back with another video. I'm using this book for reference on day 13, the daily guide. It's a 6-card spread. It's a 6-card spread. Okay, so yeah, it's a 6-card spread, and the spread is right there. On number 3, and it says, how to be more open to messages from my guides in the future. So the third card is there, and it's this one. So I'm just gonna read what it says. So 3 of Wands, Henrietta DeLay, 1813 to 1862, United States. The card is like reversed, so it's subservice, struggle, wasted effort, but upright, it's foresight, commitment, readiness, altruism. But it's reversed, so it's subservience, struggle, wasted effort. So Henrietta DeLuc was raised to blend in with 18th century New Orleans aristocracy. By the time she was in her teens, she was educated in dancing, music, French literature, and like a good Roman Catholic girl, obedience to her mother. Henrietta was the daughter of a white French merchant, Jean Bastel Louis Sarpi, and his mistress of African and European heritage, Marie Josephine Diaz. Marie Josephine was partnered with Jean Baptiste within a well-established social called plaquage, from the French word plaisir, meaning to place with, wherein a wealthy white man and a free woman of color can enter into a common law marriage. Marie Josephine expected her daughter to enter into plaquage as well, as it provided a way for a woman of color and their children to obtain a home and financial security. Typically, the relationship would continue until the man decided to marry, usually a white woman of his social class, although sometimes a man would continue both relationships, often funding the households of 2 separate families. However, it was the woman who took all the risk in entering into the common law marriage, as her livelihood depended wholly on her plaquage partner. Henrietta had different ideas about her future. According to M. Sean Copeland and the how do you say this word? Subversive power of love. Scholars maintain that she, Henrietta, may have been a pupil at the St. Claude Street School, which was run by Sister Sister Forte, who was wholly devoted to her vow for charity, had come to New Orleans to open a school for young women and girls of color, with an emphasis on teaching them how to be teachers themselves, and Henrietta was inspired by her. When Henrietta was 16, her mother had a nervous breakdown and was deemed incompetent. Henrietta received control of her assets, first using the money to make sure her mother was provided for. Perhaps relieved from the pressure of having to find a white male provider within play, Henrietta began preaching to and instructing slave women and children, illegally teaching them how to read and write. On May 2nd, 1986, Henrietta Dalil inscribed a motto or resolution in the opening pages of a prayer book. Je crois en Dieu, j'espère en Dieu, jamais je vivrai et mourrai pour Dieu. I believe in God, I hope in God, I love, I wish to live and die for God. That's what I said in French. However, none of the Catholic religious orders of women admitted women of color into their ranks, much less one who was mixed of race and born out of wedlock. Instead, Henrietta formed the Sisters of the Presentation. At first, the order was made up of a handful of mostly Creole and mixed-race women who had taken public vows of poverty, chastity, and charity. They provided care to the sick and education to enslaved children and adults. In 1837, with the help of Sisters advisor Father Etan Russell, the New Orleans the New Orleans Archdiocese asked the Pope to officially recognize Henrietta's small order to religious sisters. In 1942, they changed their names to Sisters of the Holy Family. According to Donna Marie Porch Frillot in 2005, According to Donna Marie Porcher Frillot According to GER in 2005, Portal Desertion Propelled by Faith, Henrietta Daley led a handful of dedicated women into their religious life. She and her compatriots established a convent, the House of the Holy Family, as it was then called. Immediately became an epicenter for Black female leadership and community reform. From that base, Dalal initiated a personal campaign to offer a free black woman an alternative lifestyle as part from the traditional role as women and wives of mothers. From that base, Dalal initiated a personal campaign to offer to free Black women an alternative lifestyle, one apart from the traditional roles for women as wives and mothers. The Sisters of the Holy Family still exist today, with sisters caring for their sick, educating children from poor and disenfranchised backgrounds, and providing homes for the elderly. They operate schools for children, nursing homes, and retirement homes in several cities throughout the United States. Henrietta subverted the expectations of her upbringing by devoting her life to compassionate spiritual work. Her efforts are rooted in her understanding of the enormous value of literacy. She sought to empower disadvantaged women and children by teaching them to read and write. Similarly, the Three of Wands represented expansion and new opportunities. This card's presence in your reading signals the arrival of a chance to do something out of the ordinary. You may need to muster up the courage to move beyond your comfort zone and take a risk. If your plans haven't been going as you expected, consider shifting your expectations. You may be able to accomplish more if you do. When the Three of Wands appears, consider these questions. What opportunities for growth are available to you? And what areas in your life are too comfortable and complacent? How can you facilitate your personal growth while also being in service to others? And the question from the spread, the third card is how to be more open to messages from my guides in the future. And then, so the fourth question on the spread is here, so it's like, that's that one. And then it says 2 Wands. And then it says, what can help me connect with my spirit guides? 2 of Wands. Sarah Grimmay, 1792 through 1873. United States. Angela Grimmay, 1805 to 1879, United States. And then it says reversed, shyness, silence, rigidity, and then if it's upright, it's outspoken, courage, decision making, progress.